Lori Tanner, and we found out about an unbelievable, heartwarming story. So, Lori, we wanted to get you back on the show because stories like this probably happen all the time in your line of work, right?
That's the goal.
Right, yeah.
That is certainly the goal.
So tell us about Drew Hessler.
On Sunday, Drew Hessler was graduating from high school. And it was his goal 22 months ago that he was going to walk across that stage. And I got this great video from Chuck that evening, his father, and Drew stood up and just really with minor assistance, just one of his friends holding out his hand, Drew walked across that stage, got his diploma, walked across the other half and shook the hand of, I'm not sure who could have been the president of the board or the father in charge. And there wasn't a dry eye in the place. I mean, it was just, and Drew was, I've never seen Drew just so happy.
Right. So he came to Ranken Jordan with limited mobility?
Really, when Drew came to us, he could just pretty much just kind of move his shoulders just a bit. Really didn't have a lot of use of his hands, certainly nothing lower.
Right.
I remember being totally excited, as was the whole staff, when we saw him move his toes on his right foot just a little bit. I mean, we were just thrilled because no one even thought he could do that. And it has really been through really Drew's drive and determination, the support of his family. And I've got to say, I think our physical therapy team and the physicians and nurses and our recreational therapists that really just, like Drew, just didn't give up.
So how long had he been at Ranken Jordan, and what caused him to be there?
Drew had fallen off a 4-story balcony down at the Lake of the Ozarks around 4th of July weekend. That'll be 2 years coming up this year. Sleepwalking, of all things, just fell over.
So while he was going to high school at CBC while at Ranken Jordan?
Yes. So Drew had the accident in July. He was with us till about, it's either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't remember. It was right before a holiday that he got to go home. And he still continued to work on school while his rehab. He graduated on time with the rest of his peers. And he's a really smart, determined boy.
Wow, not a dry eye in the house. Even here, telling about that story.
I know, I could choke up
amazing.
thinking about him. But he was very nervous. I mean, this is a kid who, junior year, I mean, he was a starting football player at CBC. I think a lot of his athletic determination and grit really helped get him through that.
Yeah.
It's just miraculous.
Yeah. Stories like that happen every day at Ranken Jordan because it's a bridge hospital, and this is, I guess, typifies exactly what Ranken Jordan does.
It certainly does. You know, we get kids in between the tertiary care centers and home, and really we're the getting better place. You know, they've been diagnosed, very medically complex children, and we, start with the therapies and teaching the parents on how they can provide care to their children at home.
You think about if Ranken Jordan weren't there for this kid, right? I mean, think about that.
Exactly. Chuck, his dad, even texted me the other day. I mean, his dad I've known his dad helped raise money from the investment community for our current building. So I've known Chuck since 2002.
Wow.
And he just said if it hadn't been for Ranken Jordan, he wasn't sure what would have happened to Drew.
Unbelievable. Great story. All right, you have an annual fund campaign going on?
Right now is our annual fund to close down the last couple of months of our fiscal years, June 30th, trying to raise money for, the day-to-day operations of the hospital. To provide the things that insurance or Medicaid doesn't cover. Again, 87% of the children we serve are there through the Medicaid program. And so just trying to make sure the kids have all the supplies and support that they need to be able to go home.
But what's interesting is a lot of people say, yeah, but that's one story. How many people actually need this? You're doubling the amount of beds at Ranken Jordan.
Right, we are 50% complete on our construction project. We're currently building a 78,000 square foot addition that will be substantially completed in December. We'll get it all outfitted with furniture and equipment in January, and we'll be taking new patients for that space in February of 2018.
Great story. All right, so you have the annual fund going on. Also, the golf tournament. Let's give you a plug for that.
Oh, well, I always plan it on the hottest day of the year, July. I don't disappoint anybody. I just tell them straight up. So July 24th is our tournament. It is at Norwood Hills. We will be starting the day off with a ceremonial tee shot, much like you see at the beginning of the Masters.
Sure.
And the kids are already excited about, the kids that have been chosen to be able to hit that tee shot.
Right.
Our golf program is really fun and very inspiring as well. So we want to fill that field. I think we'll get close this year. And all the funds for that go toward Care Beyond the Bedside.
July 24th, Norwood Hills Country Club, the annual giving campaign, estate planning, volunteering. Just to find out more, what's the website?
RankenJordan.org.
Lori, you're the best. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
That was a
Lori.
great story. Yeah, very inspirational. 8:10.